Alright, go get a pocket full of grain and go grab your ponies. We have stopped giving them cookies at the gate and now they are forcing us to come down and get them, which is fine. The nice thing about being in an area where you have pretty mild days is that you might have some frost and some ice over your water at night, but generally it warms up and it's sunny enough during the day that it will melt. Cold morning. Kaya, why don't you bring her up here in the sunshine like we did before, okay? Bring her up over here on the other side of the fence. There's Gunner. You can see the frost on the ground. And they are almost through their hay. It took them about 6 weeks, I think, to get through that hay, and they still have quite a bit. The instruction from the guy that brought us the hay was let them eat it all the way down and then get them a new bale. So I kind of wanted to get them a new bale today, but I don't think they're quite ready. They have quite a bit of hay here left. But again, this is the space where we could put a compost pile, but again you can see it's completely shadowed. And so in February, when you plant your hotbed, you want to have as much sunlight as possible, and this is not a sunny spot. Watch it, honey. How about if you lift your hat up a little bit so you can see where you're going, because that could have... She almost ran right into that. She almost ran right into that pole because you weren't watching how long your rope was and everything, okay?
Oh.
If I'm going to build a hotbed or a compost pile, I need to keep the horses out of it because I'm going to go start collecting some leaves, and I'm going to have some sawdust and manure from some of the other horses around here that use more bedding than we do. And I need to make sure that the horses can't get to it and eat it. And so the problem with this space, as you can see, is that it's in shadow. And I like to plant into my hotbed. I don't want to have to move it again. And so the enemy of work is perfection. The enemy of projects is perfection. It is your enemy. And my enemy has been that I want to keep the hotbed in one spot. I want it to look a certain way, and I want it to be segregated off from the horses in a certain way. And because of that, I haven't started. I have some of the materials that I need, many of the materials that I need, and yet I haven't started because I want it to be perfect, which is an issue. So today I need to just get my act together, and I need to do something to move closer to my goal. And it doesn't matter that it's not going to look perfect, it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be where I want it to be. I may just have to move my compost pile. One of the reasons that I'm hesitant is that I don't know if we'll still have the horses here in February when it's time to plant the hotbed. And because of that, I also feel like I don't want to have to worry about a lot of cleanup. I don't have a wheelbarrow, so I'll have to borrow the facilities wheelbarrow, which has been used for dog manure and other projects. And so but this is why I've done this. It's hard for me to be in an apartment life, but I did it on purpose. It's actually more expensive for us to be in an apartment than it was to rent. There were several houses in the area around us where we could have had chickens, and we could have had ducks and all that kind of thing, where we had landlords that were willing to let us do that just right in the same neighborhood as we already are. But I keep preaching that you need to homestead where you are and you need to be self-reliant where you are, and so I'm trying to live that reality and be and also find compassion for those who are in the same situation as what we're in right now, where you're landlocked, you don't have any land, and it feels somewhat desperate when you're trying to take care of your family and you want your bills to go down and you want to be more self-reliant, you want to have better food. I'm trying to find the way, and I'm experiencing the emotional turmoil that comes with that feeling of powerlessness. So I hope you guys can feel my compassion. I feel very sorry for myself right now because, again, we chose this. We chose to be in an apartment rather than in a place where we could keep animals because I wanted to see what was possible. And it's really hard, and sometimes I just want to cry. And so for those of you who are apartment living, I feel ya. Well, that's true.
So I guess the real question becomes:
I can't see his nose.
do you want to include the rest of the world in your life?
Do you want to come take a
Yes, I think that's more appropriate because